How are you? My name is Noel Christian, and today I would like to do my online interview and conduct it with you guys. So tell us about why you chose nursing. So I chose nursing as a result of passion. That's the number one thing for me. The reason I chose nursing is because I've had an open heart surgery 3 times. I am diagnosed with a condition. It's called corrected transposition of the great arteries. And in the condition, the ventricles are essentially inverted. But with that, these chambers carry their valves with them. So the mitral valve is typically, as you guys know, found on the left side, but mine, however, is on the right side, and tricuspid is on the left, or in the normal heart, or sorry, on the right, mine is on the left. And same thing. So the right ventricle actually pumps to the systemic circuit, and the left pumps to the lungs. So essentially everything is reversed. And so as a result, my anatomy is vastly different. And so as a result of this condition, I had my first surgery at the age of 6 months. My second surgery back in, I believe it was, yes, 2013. And I was around 13 years old, around. And so they had to do that. They had to go in there and change the valve. And because the right side is pumping to the lungs, there's something called a conduit. And they had to change that out, and they wear out at different times. And then the third one was only in 2021, so rather recently. And luckily for them, the conduit grew back, and it's a pulmonary artery. So as a result, to keep it short, essentially I've had, a vast array of these cardiac procedures, and healthcare has been at the forefront of my life. So I chose nursing, quite frankly. It's a very charged question, could not even be answered in only 5 minutes, but I'll try. Essentially, I did it because, one, it's passionate. I'm passionate about this, and it's about not only for me. It's now become some sort of not just a job, but rather it's an obligation. I feel as though I have to do nursing, right? Because I feel as though that I have survived. And so I feel as though it is not only it's not only something I want to do, but it's rather my duty, my obligation to give back. It is my moral drive. I have to do it. I don't see it as some kind of option anymore. In that, I also feel as though I must make my surgeons, my doctors proud. Same thing with my family, my mom, my uncle, everybody that put all this blood, sweat, and tears into me. Quite frankly, if I don't do anything with this life and if I don't give back, I will feel as though everything they have done is in vain. I might as well have just died on the operating table, quite frankly. What they have done is something very powerful, and so as a result, that is what propels me and drives me every day. That's why I've come this far, and that's why I want to do this. Once again, I have to give back. This is not this is a moral obligation. I must do this. This I feel is my duty, and this is my destiny, and that's why I do it. That, and because throughout these series of surgeries, it's mentally toughened me. And I have started off very weak, but these have pushed me to my limits. And the other thing I like about nursing is that I would say it brings out the best in me. It really does push me to my ultimate limits. Everything from the schooling to the actual job, 12-hour shifts, dealing with people, with patients, having the opportunity to help them and assist them. And I also love that too, right? I have to give back to these people. That's the main drive. And so that's why I want to do this. Now, the ideal work environment. My ideal work environment, quite frankly, not a surprise, is pediatric cardiac unit. The same thing I was in. And very self-explanatory. Because of the sake of wanting to give back and helping with that patient population and doing what I need to do. And so essentially too, I was in CHOP for my clinical rotations. And I can clearly tell that's truly what I want to do. I really have such a drive for that and such a passion. And also more in regards to just the work environment with like people generally. I also, of course, my ideal work environment would be with coworkers who, are very helpful, very understanding, very nice. Kind of like I've seen at CHOP, quite frankly. They help you, they come by your side, you can ask them questions. That's what I want. I need a work environment that's also conducive to learning and conducive to success. I personally believe in asking questions. And also, I really do think, yes, mistakes are a part of life. I understand mistakes in moderation. Not like something like crazy, like meta errors. But, nobody's perfect. And so I personally feel as though those mistakes help us grow as human beings. And so as a result, I don't think they should always be punished, but rather they need to be, reinforced and supplemented. And so I think that's how I would want. I would want an understanding work environment, not just one that I would say that, berates you for certain very human qualities, or rather, even, environments where it's not encouraged, such as in things like questions and all. I don't think that's very conducive to any type of success. I find that very, quite frankly, backwards. And so, what do I expect as a new to practice nurse? Well, quite frankly, I expect, one, a sense of adrenaline rush. I'm looking forward to this. I want to see what nursing school has not shown me. I want to see what is what is what is truly nursing, what the real deal is. I want to see the day-to-day struggles of real life. And what else I suppose I expect as a new practice nurse is, quite frankly, adjustment. I expect to be pushed. I know that certain things like rotating shifts or night shifts or day shifts or whatever it may be will push me to my challenges, to my absolute limits, right? I know that this is going to be a 12-hour shift. I know that I will be pushed to the ultimate standard, to the ultimate highest level. And so, quite frankly, I do expect that, and I do expect it to be physically taxing, invigorating, but that's also what I want. I'm also signing up for this for, good reason. I purposely chose this because I don't want a desk job. So I expect that as well. And the other thing I suppose I expect is, I also expect I would say also difficult situations, in the sense of the moral sense, the mental sense of it, the physical sense of it. I do expect to be pushed in almost all fronts. That, and I would also hope that whatever I've used and whatever I've learned in nursing school, I can apply that from my clinicals, from my classes, from my all of this, and just use that, and hopefully it will make me a better nurse. All the skills that I've acquired, such as manual blood pressures, blood sugar readings, how to give, medications, intramuscular, sub-Q. I would hope that all that is, implemented in this. All the things they ingrain into us in nursing school, the 3 checks of med errors and this and that. I would hope that that's all truly, truly actually implemented. And how would I handle problems? Well, I would say that's, quite frankly, a simple thing. So how would you handle problems with coworkers? The way I would handle problems with coworkers is in a very, very professional manner. First, I think that, if I have an issue with a coworker, I think, let's feel out the water, right? I think certain people just get angry too quickly. So I want to see if that's, if it's truly they have malicious intent or whatnot. And maybe the first time, I'll let it go. Let's see what happens. I believe in peace. So I think, we should have that. And then let's say it is an actual issue and it requires some sort of intervention. Well, I would like to, quite frankly, handle it like a man. I would like to just ask them personally without having to escalate anything, and rather give them a chance and, quite frankly, hear their perspective. Especially if I'm intended to work with these people and we are supposed to function as a team. I don't think that it's very conducive to success to create an enemy. We are supposed to be like soldiers, We are supposed to be a team on the battlefield. Whatever needs to be done cannot be done without them. And so as a result, I do not wish to alienate them on any way. However, if it's a problem, right, you have to do what you have to do. So I would say, quite frankly, I would ask them and speak to them very nicely, and, so what's the issue? Would we like to talk it out, not just take to yelling and screaming and this and that? And if it's still not resolved, I'd like to tell them, please, I would still like to find some sort of solution. Or unfortunately, if you force my hand, I might have to take it up a notch to whoever's above me. And quite frankly, I would hope that solves the problem. But if not, I hate to say it, but I might have to go up a notch. And same thing, I would, present my boss. I would present them the evidence, the facts. And of course, I would be very transparent with them. And I would also give them the opportunity to interview the other person as well. And if anything, I would encourage it. I'm completely open to solutions, and I would hope that they can rather solve the problem rather than having it be a problem. Because quite frankly, it's not about us. I would say in nursing, it's not about the coworker. It's not about me. It's about the patient. And so as a result, we must do what is required of us. You have to put aside your differences. You have to put aside all of that stuff in order to attain the end goal. This is like a soldier in the army. You have to put away whatever issues you have with your fellow soldier if you are to win the objective. And so personally, I feel as though nursing is no different. People's lives are on the line. You can't have this where you have such conflict in the workplace where it's like, I cannot work with this nurse and we can't work with them. We can't work with each other. After all, you are doing this at the end of the day. I signed up for the patient and for their family. I did not sign up for, any kind of power or prestige, something like that. So quite frankly, I feel as though that's the way to go about things. That's what I think would be very conducive to success. So I suppose that brings me to the end of this interview. Thank you guys very much for all of this. If you have any further questions, please reach out to me. Once again, my name is Noel Christian. Thank you very much for your time, for the time of day that you've given me listening to this. I greatly appreciate it. Thank you so much and have a nice day. I hope that you guys will hire me, and I hope that you see value in my efforts. Thank you so much and have a very nice day.